Let's be real. Managing money isn't just about earning more, it's about making the most of what you already have. And if you've ever thought, why am I always broke, even with a decent income? This series is for you. In these next few videos, we're going to break it all down. First, we'll figure out where your money is actually going. Spoiler alert, it's not just your rent. Then, I'll show you how to build a budget that works even if your income feels too small to stretch. And finally, we'll tackle the big one, how to stop living paycheck to paycheck and finally breathe a little easier. You don't need to be a financial expert or make six figures. You just need to start. Let's get your finances together, one smart step at a time. I used to think being broke meant I just wasn't making enough money. But over time, I realized it's not always about how much you make. It's about how much you actually keep. So I started asking myself, where's my money going? I went through my bank statement line by line. Honestly, I was shocked. There were random subscriptions I forgot to cancel, daily coffees, Uber Eats 5 times a week. It wasn't one big thing, it was a bunch of little ones. So I decided to take control. Step 1, I downloaded a budgeting app. Mint, YNAB, even a basic spreadsheet works. I categorized every expense into 3 buckets: essentials like rent and groceries, fun like streaming or dinners out, and wasted money, which is stuff I didn't need and honestly didn't even remember buying. That last category, it added up fast. The biggest eye-opener was seeing patterns. Like, I wasn't just ordering food, I was avoiding cooking because I didn't plan my week. And subscriptions, half of them I didn't even use. They were just there, silently draining my account. So here's what I did. I started unsubscribing. I cut back on delivery and made meal prepping kind of fun. I gave myself a fun budget so I could still enjoy life, but without going overboard. It wasn't about cutting everything. It was about cutting the stuff that didn't matter. Awareness was the turning point. Once I saw where the money was leaking, I could actually start plugging the holes. And guess what? I didn't feel broke anymore. I felt in control. If you're asking, where's my money going? Trust me, you owe it to yourself to find out. Because when you know better, you spend better. You don't need 6 figures to get your finances in order. Seriously, some of the best budgeters I know started with barely anything. What you do need is a system, a plan, something that actually works when your income is tight. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say your paycheck barely covers the basics: rent, groceries, gas, maybe a little leftover if you're lucky. That's real life. So budgeting has to fit real life. One method that works: the 50-30-20 rule, but with a twist if you're working with a low income. Here's the classic version. 50% goes to needs, stuff like rent, food, utilities. 30% is for wants, the fun stuff, streaming, takeout, those little extras. 20% goes towards savings or paying off debt. Sounds nice, right? But what if you're broke? What if that breakdown just doesn't add up? Then it's time to flip it. Adjust the percentages to match your reality. Try this instead: 70% to needs, because surviving comes first, 20% to debt, credit cards, loans, anything pulling you down, and yes, 10% to savings, even if it's just $10 a month. Why? Because the habit matters more than the amount. Saving when you're broke builds discipline and eventually freedom. Here's another trick I swear by. Go old school. Use cash envelopes for your categories: groceries, envelope; gas, envelope. It keeps you from swiping without thinking. Or if you're more digital, use budgeting apps like Rocket Money, YNAB, or Every Dollar. They can show you exactly where your money's going and where to cut back. And let's talk about mindset. Budgeting isn't punishment, it's permission to spend on what actually matters to you. So don't aim for perfection. Start small. Stick with it because the goal isn't to have a perfect budget. The goal is to have a plan you can actually follow, even when things are tight. Every dollar you track is a step toward control. Every bit you save is building a cushion. Every debt payment brings you closer to freedom. So, yeah, you can budget on a broke income. Not someday, today. Living paycheck to paycheck feels like running on a treadmill. You're moving fast, but you're not getting anywhere. And honestly, it's exhausting. I used to feel stuck in that cycle, waiting for payday, watching bills eat up my entire check, and wondering why I never got ahead. But that changed when I made four small but powerful shifts. Step one, I tracked every dollar, not just bills, everything. Morning coffee, logged it. Late night Amazon scroll, tracked. I used a simple app at first, then switched to a spreadsheet when I got more confident. Seeing where your money actually goes is eye-opening. Step 2. I built a buffer. At first, it was just $100. My goal wasn't to save thousands, it was to get one paycheck ahead. That buffer gave me breathing room. For the first time, I wasn't sweating every unexpected expense. Step 3. I cut recurring costs. Streaming services I didn't watch. Premium apps I never used. Delivery subscriptions I forgot I even had. It was like giving myself a raise without changing jobs. Step 4. I automated my savings, even if it was just $5 a week. The point wasn't the amount. It was the habit. And over time, those little amounts added up. More importantly, I stopped thinking of saving as optional. And here's the truth. You don't need to be rich to feel financially secure. You just need a system, a plan, and consistency. Because this isn't about overnight wealth, it's about peace of mind. That starts with getting one step ahead, even if it's just one paycheck at a time. If this helped you shift your money mindset, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more financial tips, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. You've got this.